This is Eyewitness News, the news leader, with Phil Lipoff and Michelle Charlesworth, Jessica Taft with sports, and Jeff Smith with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News, Sunday morning.
Meteorologist Jeff Smith is not too far away. He's in Lower Manhattan at the Sports Museum of America. So you have the original Heisman. That dates back to when?
What's that?
The original Heisman dates back to when?
It dates back to 1935.
Right.
John Burwanger. Am I right, Philip? John Burwanger from the University of Chicago was the original winner.
Wow.
Neat.
And this is the new home. This is the new home for the Heisman Trophy.
That's great.
So you can come on down here and see that. It's a great museum, one of its kind really in the country. And we're going to be talking to Philip Schwab, the founder and CEO of the museum, in just a couple of minutes. First, your AccuWeather forecast. Right now, we're sitting at 69 degrees in Central Park. Look at the humidity. It's way up there right now, 90%. The barometer's steady. The wind's coming in from the northeast. And this humidity, if anything, is going to be rising during the next several days to tropical levels. It's going to feel like you're down in the Caribbean. It's going to feel like you're down in, say, Cuba or down in the Martinique area. But we're in New York City, of course, during the next several days. Let's check out that forecast right now and head over to graphics. And we're back here at the Sports Museum of America in Lower Manhattan. I'm glad to introduce to you Philip Schwab. Thank you for joining us this morning. Back in 2001, September 10th of 2001, you were up in Springfield, Mass. at the Naismith Basketball Museum, and you had an idea.
Right, just before 9/11, was up there at the Basketball Hall of Fame, and I thought to myself, I'm almost 40 years old, I've never been to the Basketball Hall of Fame, I'm a huge fan, and then I realized I'd never been to Canton, to the Football Hall of Fame, I'd never been to Cooperstown, and there are Tennis Hall of Fames, Hockey Hall of Fame, soccer, boxing, and so forth. Came back to New York, and 9/11 occurred, and was looking for a way to really help revitalize the Lower Manhattan area. And I thought, and did the research, that wouldn't it be wonderful if there was, for the first time ever, one massive sports museum that celebrates all sports. And we learned that less than 5% of sports fans across the USA have ever visited a sports hall of fame for tennis or football or baseball. So we built a $100 million venue. It's right here across from where you'd get the Statue of Liberty ferry, and it celebrates every sport with over 20 films, 30 computer interactives, things you can touch from great athletes like Wayne Gretzky and Alex Rodriguez, and 20 galleries that celebrate just about every sport that Americans love.
One-stop shopping for the sports enthusiasts.
Yes,
Thank you for...
especially if it's humid and rainy out, we
Right.
would urge you come in. So.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Philip. We're going to be exploring a little bit more of the museum coming up in the later segments. Back over to you guys.
That's a nice way to play off your forecast, Jeff.
Right, I know.
Smart man.
What a cool story.
So cool. And it's true. It's one of those, there's no one sports museum. What a great idea.
Until now.
Meteorologist Jeff Smith, speaking of rain, is in Lower Manhattan this morning with your AccuWeather forecast and also a look at an amazing museum.
Hey, guys, I'm only the messenger.
Right.
Yeah, right. We never shoot you. Don't worry.
We know, sweetie.
Yeah, we're here at the Sports Museum of America, and we are in the Olympic Gallery. Everything that you can think about that has to do with the Olympics is probably in here. And it's really interactive as well. I want to show you this right here. If you've ever wondered how heavy a discus was, women's discus weighs 2 pounds, men's discus weighs 4 pounds. You can actually feel these things. A javelin here. We got the shot put. We get the hammer throw. Ooh, the shot put's heavy. 8.8 pounds for the women, 16 pounds for the men. And here's your hammer throw right here, just to show you how interactive this place is. Really one of its kind in the country. Let's check out that AccuWeather forecast really quick right now, starting with AccuTrack, and we have temp as well. Much more from the Olympic Gallery, and we're going to be talking to a power lifter who carried the Olympic torch back in 1984, and she has the torch with her. Coming up in my full AccuWeather forecast. Back over to you guys.
We'll bring in meteorologist Jeff Smith. And Jeff, you've been talking about this is one of the worst years for tornadoes on record.
What's going on?
Or
maybe we'll talk about that.
Or for awards.
It is actually one of the worst years for tornadoes. If we keep getting tornadoes at this rate, we are going to end up with one of the worst years. We're right now looking at the 1984 Olympic torch being carried by Ellen Stein. We're going to be talking to her in just a couple of minutes. We're here at the Sports Museum of America down in Lower Manhattan, and we'll be talking about this just after my AccuWeather forecast. Right now, temperatures in and around the city are right around the 70-degree mark, 69 officially right now in Central Park. The humidity is around 90%, so it's really high. It's going to be increasing during the next couple of days as we get into a really tropical-like air mass. Let's head over to graphics right now and show you what's going on out there. Our radar satellite picture showing that Their high temperatures getting up to 84, and Ellen over here says if we don't get some relief, she's going to pick me up and actually throw me, because you could, right?
Yes, I could.
This is Ellen Stein, by the way, and she's a 6-time world champion power lifter. And you carried this torch back in 1984. You were a runner at the time, right?
Yes, I ran for 15 years, and I was given the opportunity to run with the torch. I worked for the phone company, and they sponsored the torch run, so I got to run with this from New Jersey to Ohio. And we ran 8 miles a day, and this thing weighs a lot when it's filled up with propane.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It really is.
And I was able to keep it. They gave it to us as a souvenir.
Now, you started transitioning into the powerlifting arena when you were 40. You started lifting weights when you were 40.
Yes. I started in 1993 on my 40th birthday. I went from 15 years of running to strength training, and within a year I was a world champion powerlifter, and I've been doing it ever since. And I'm currently holding a lot of American records and world records, and I'm going to continue to do it into my older years. I'm 55 now, and last night I was watching the Olympic trials.
55?
Yes. And
That's incredible. You look amazing, by the way.
you. That's what weightlifting does for you girls. Get out there and lift weights. But
We got to wrap it up now, Ellen.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but thank you for joining us this morning. By the way, we're in the Sports Museum of America. We're in the Women's Sports Hall of Fame here, the only Women's Sports Hall of Fame in the country. You can come on down to Lower Manhattan and check this out. Back over to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, I'd be careful when you tell her to wrap it up, Jeff.
I know.
You should let her go as long as she wants.
Do you hear that sound? It's women running to gyms
Right.
to go lift weights right
Good
now.
for her. She looks fantastic.
No.
Stay with us, everyone. We're coming right back.
Jeff Smith has a little more on that. He is live at the Sports Museum of America in the Financial District this morning. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, guys. Really one of the coolest museums I've ever been to, and we're in the Dream Big exhibit here in the museum. And this basically shows all the athletes when they were children. We have Jackie Robinson right here. We have Curtis Martin over here. And one of the coolest ones that I saw was Derek Jeter's jersey. This is, I believe, when he was in Little League, or this is from Michigan, but this is when he was in Little League, so this is just some incredible stuff here. We got some Tiger Woods videos. Who am I here? A little trivia. I was 12 years old and 89 pounds when I started boxing. Muhammad Ali. Here we go. Let's check out that AccuWeather forecast right now, and we'll have more from the museum coming up in just a couple of minutes. And a south wind coming in about 4 to 8 miles per hour. And this right here, guys, Lance Armstrong when he was a kid. Much more from the Sports Museum of America coming up in just a couple of minutes. Back over to you.
Surprisingly enough, he was on a bike.
And yeah.
And he was on a bike.
And he's on a bike.
All right, Jeff. Thanks. We'll see you in a bit.